Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I think we're going to get started now. My name is Sue Locke, and I'm with Scott's Miracle-Gro, and I'm Director of Corporate and Community Partnerships. And we want to welcome you to the 2015 Grow 1000 dedication here in Hartford. Now, we've been doing a lot of these programs for many years. I have to say, this is probably the first time in Hartford first time in Hartford, but first time we've done this in a greenhouse, and it's like the first time that we've gotten rained out. So I think Hartford, you get a lot of special distinctions for this. But again, we want to thank you for having Scott's and our Grow 1000 partners here in your city, and you really have a lot to be proud of. The competition for the Grow 1000 grant, there were cities from across the country had applied. But when we started reading the final applications and we saw what was taking place here in Hartford, especially under the leadership of the Knox Project, a lot of things just really stood out. And especially with your wonderful Mayor, Sagaro, what you're doing here for a greener and healthier and more sustainable Hartford, it really just resonated with us and the judges. And also, you're really setting the trend of what we're seeing in many cities across the U.S. around urban farming, urban gardening, eating healthier, growing your own food, and also getting young people, like the students here from the Wish School, involved at a very early age in, again, taking charge of getting outside, growing their own food, and just taking more of an active role in the environment. So again, thank you very much. So we're going to get started with our program, and the first person I would like to bring up is Stephen Carbonneau. Stephen is our Vice President of Regional Sales here for Scott's Miracle-Gro. So welcome, Stephen.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. And like Sue said, it's unfortunate we have to be inside today, but for any of you that are Connecticut residents, I am assuming most of you are after the winter we had, I guess we can't complain about a few showers today. But thank you for all being here. A special thanks to the kids for being here. How was lunch, everybody? Good? All right, good. All right, it's a true honor for me to be part of the Grow 1000, one of Scott's Miracle-Gro's most important community service and environmental outreach programs. Along with our partners, many of them whom are here today, we launched Grow 1000 in 2011. Our goal is to create 1,000 gardens and green spaces throughout the United States, Canada, and Europe by the year 2018. Why 2018? Because it marks the 150th anniversary of the Scott's Miracle-Gro Company. We are more than halfway to our goal to help neighborhoods have greater access to green spaces. We made this commitment because of cities and communities like yours that are using gardens and urban farming to enhance the lives of its residents. Our efforts today in Hartford are just one example of Scott's Miracle-Gro's commitment to the state of Connecticut. The Connecticut Grown expansion marks the 5th Grow 1000 garden in Connecticut since 2011. Today, our Grow 1000 grant program will support the first Hartford-grown neighborhood cleanup and dress-up project to address urban blight along Franklin Avenue. Area residents will also have the chance to learn more about urban farming, as Grow 1000 grant funds will support expansion of horticulture and community garden education programs. Without a doubt, the City of Hartford appreciates the values good nutrition and growing your own food. So it's been an honor to work with an individual who understands the impact of gardens, public green spaces, and healthy eating has on most urban areas, your mayor, Mayor Pedro Sagaro. Whether it hits his livable, sustainable neighborhood initiative, the community garden campaign, or his commitment to plant 10,000 trees in Hartford, Mayor Sagaro is committed to a healthier community and quality of life for citizens through green spaces. And together, we've seen what a difference a garden can make by improving the lives of those in the community. Again, thank you for inviting Scott's Miracle-Gro and Grow 1000 to be a part of the City of Hartford. I look forward to coming back as a resident of Connecticut and see the changes that have occurred down here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, one of the things when I was talking earlier about the application for your project here that impressed us was the idea of partnership. And with Grow 1000, this is something that we could not do on our own. And along with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Franklin Park Conservatory, Garden Writers Association, Plant a Row for the Hungry, and Kids Gardening, it really takes a village to make something like this happen. And the Conference of Mayors, we've been working with them for several years now, and they've been introducing us to wonderful projects like what's taking place here in Hartford. So now I'd like to bring up Crystal Swan. She's the Assistant Executive Director of the U.S. Conference of Mayors to say a few words about the program.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Hartford. How are you? Yes. How are you? You girl, I'm happy for you. I like happy. As Sue said, I'm Crystal Swan. I'm with the U.S. I love you. I'm going to meet you later. I'm Crystal Swan. I'm with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, up here from Washington. Yeah, up here from Washington, D.C. And the U.S. Conference of Mayors is a premier national organization that represents mayors across the United States. And we represent mayors, across the world, actually. And when we partnered with Scott's, the partnership was to highlight mayoral leadership, mayoral engagement around creating more green spaces, creating more urban gardening opportunities, engaging with youth, you guys, the future, engaging with adults, seniors, and creating those connections. So we're very happy to be here in Hartford. Hartford was a winner among 4 cities. So we have 4 winners out of all the cities that applied. This competitive grants process, we had an external panel select the winners. So we're very excited for you all and congratulate you. And on behalf of the U.S. Conference of Mayors and my Executive Director, Tom Cochran, I want to say congratulations to the City of Hartford, to Knox, and to the man I'm about to introduce. So as they say, he doesn't really need much of an introduction, but I want to let you know that within the Conference of Mayors, Mayor Segarra is a leader. He is a leader among the mayors, and really more importantly, he's a leader among the staff, because we like you is a good thing. So he's a fantastic guy, and we're very excited that he's won this award. So without further ado, Mayor Segarra.
Thank you so much. So the U.S. Conference of Mayors is a group where all the mayors get to hang out. And every year, when we get together, they give out awards. So when I first got there, I wanted to have the best summer youth employment program, and I said, I'm going to get that prize next time around. So we worked hard, and guess what? We got the prize. Then I saw some of the things that our artists were doing, and they give an award out for the arts. And I said, that award, next time, we're going to get it. So we had Oil Drum Art put a very nice program together, and guess what? We won. And now this time, we have this particular opportunity to get some money. So I want to thank some people. First of all, I want to thank Scott's Miracle-Gro for them putting forward this prize money. This is really going to help us do some things that we really need to get done in our community. So I want to thank you. I want to thank the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Mr. Cochran, who leads the U.S. Conference, and Crystal, who's a very hardworking individual within that organization. But I want to thank a couple of our community partners. When I heard about our efforts of wanting to have a community garden and be able to grow the beautification of our spaces, I was already thinking in my mind the fact that I had committed to myself that I wanted to get this award. And very soon after, Knox Parks approached me, and also, where's where did he go? McGarry. You had to leave? When Mr. McGarry approached me, things sort of clicked in my mind. So very quickly, we worked with our grants office to put it together and present a grant in order to compete for this prize. I want to let you know how incredibly proud I am of Knox Parks and Hartford Blooms and other organizations. You're doing some wonderful work in terms of reforesting our tree canopy, but the community gardening component is so important. And lately, these gardens are really jumping out at me when I travel to the communities. We must have now, like, how many gardens?
22.
22 gardens. Now, in a city that's 18 square miles, with a lot of that territory being our parks, 22 gardens is a lot, and it's going to continue to increase. It's going to continue to increase because we need to provide our community more fresh vegetables at low cost. Part of this program turns some of the growers into entrepreneurs, I believe.
That's right.
So that's neat because, you know, I oftentimes goes to the farmers markets, and a lot of stuff gets imported from farms outside of Hartford, and sometimes the price tag is a little bit up there. So this is an opportunity to keep the cost low, but also get our own urban gardeners to produce the vegetables and the fruits and be able to market them, supplement their income, but also subsidize the good diet for our residents. So I'm very excited about this program. I'm very thankful to the different organizations. We want to continue to expand this program because our children and our families really are in a situation that they need to have more access to vegetables, to fruits, and do it in a way that's economical, because for now, we have limited budgets in our food budgets, and we want to make sure that our children get the best of the best so they can grow to be strong, healthy, and wise. Okay? So thank you. I want to, you know, Knox Park is like a family to me. When I relate to my colleagues over at Knox Park, there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of admiration, because you really believe in what you do. And that's really important. I believe in what I do, and when I have colleagues such as yourself, it really makes it very special. I want to acknowledge our chair of our Parks and Recs Committee, Councilwoman Cynthia Jennings, who has been a strong supporter of our parks. Before you walked in, I was saying all these wonderful things just about you. But she has been a good colleague, making sure that our parks and our open spaces are the best that they can be. And she's very interested also in our environment. She's one of the stewards of protecting our environment on council. And the good thing about this is that this also protects our environment by producing good, clean vegetables that are not out of a can, that are not expensive. So thank you all so much. I really look forward to working with all of you to moving this program. A big shout out to Wish School, right? And thank you all for being here, and again, thank you for giving us this opportunity to continue to do better.
So now I'd like to bring up a friend of Scott's Miracle-Gro and also a friend of, obviously, Hartford, Commissioner Steve Rubisky, Department of Agriculture for Connecticut.
It's a great day, isn't it? So farming and agriculture is on the rise in Connecticut. There's an upward spiral that we're experiencing here. We have more young farmers, we have more new and beginning farmers, and we have more farms that are being run where the principal operator of the farm is a woman. So those are all good things. And in general, farmers on average are getting a little bit smaller. And one of the focuses that the Department of Agriculture and Governor Malloy and Lieutenant Governor Wyman have had is to get farming and agriculture closer to where people live, closer to our urban areas. In fact, 2 weeks ago I was down in Bridgeport where we cut a ribbon on an urban farm inside that's going to be growing greens 12 months of the year in what was an abandoned factory building. So that's all pretty cool stuff. In a small state like Connecticut, and a small agency like the Department of Agriculture that has fewer than 100 employees, we rely heavily on partnerships. And our partnerships include the Knox Parks folks, include the city, local governments. We work really close with cities and towns, and we have a close working relationship with Scott's Miracle-Gro. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm so happy that this grant is being brought home to our capital city and that we can all benefit and enjoy the fruits of our labor. So enjoy local, fresh, Connecticut grown. Enjoy the views of the plants. Not all plants that we grow are hard to consume, but that's all a good thing. Reducing the miles that our food travels from farm to plate. is a goal, a major goal of ours, but also it's about plants that we look at and we enjoy. And Knox is a part of all of that here in the city of Hartford. And we appreciate the partnerships, and let's go. Thank you all very, very much.
Thanks, Commissioner. We also have some other special guests here. Evan Johnson with U.S. Senator Chris Murphy's office. Thank you for being here. And also Matt LeBeau from Senator Richard Blumenthal's office. Thanks again for being part of the Grow 1000 event. So obviously you've heard a lot of word about partnerships. This could not happen without what's going on here at Knox. So now I want to bring up Ron Pitts, Executive Director of Knox, to say a few words about what's going on at Knox.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Scots, the Council of Mayors, the City of Hartford, Commissioner Rubisky. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank the Edna Foundation for all your help. Without your help, this wouldn't be possible. As we've said already, it takes a village to put something like this together. And we've all come together, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your hand in it. A quick blurb about what we're doing there. We're going to be actually breaking ground today on our Hartford Grown headquarters is the actual name. Now, the Department of Agriculture has what's called Connecticut Grown. It's a label that they put on local foods or local vegetables that are grown in the state. We want to even get more local than that. Don't worry about that. It's not going to fall in. The vents are just opening, I think. So we want to even get more local than that and get Hartford Grown. We want a Hartford Grown label, with your blessing, of course. Our community gardens are out in 22 gardens growing food. Nearly 80 tons of food last year was produced in our 22 community gardens. Let's give our gardeners a hand. 80 tons is a lot of food produced right here in Hartford. And those 22 gardens encompass about 15 acres. Now in a city the size of Hartford, that's a lot of acreage to be dedicated just for food production, vegetable production. So this is an empowerment program. We don't go out and raise the vegetables and give the vegetables away. Our gardeners are the ones who actually raise those vegetables. They feed themselves, and we encourage, if they have extra, to actually give it away to soup kitchens or to their neighbors. But these gardeners are actually feeding the city, and it's a wonderful thing. But not only are they feeding the city, they are embracing a healthier lifestyle because they're out there in the fresh air, and they're out there getting exercise themselves, growing these vegetables. And a bonus, at the end of all that wonderful exercise, they get to eat the vegetables, which makes them even healthier. So, and I don't know about you guys, but every time I read the paper, I read more about the drought in California. The very place that they're having that drought in California, 30 to 40% of the food that this country eats is produced there. Now, to me, that's a little scary because if you can't grow the food that's been growing there for over 100 years now, if you can't grow that anymore, how are you going to feed the country? So regional agriculture and local agriculture is the way to go. It's the wave of the future. We can't import our food from California to the East Coast. We can't do that anymore. Fossil fuels are getting too expensive. They're getting too scarce. Not to mention, nobody wants to eat a tomato that tastes like cardboard. You want a tomato you can go out and pick yourself when it's ripe, when it's red. Anyway, all the vegetables that are shipped in, we have to change the way that we eat. We have to change the entire food system in this country, which is being spearheaded by local gardeners, community gardeners, in places just like Hartford. So the Hartford Grown headquarters is going to help our gardeners to be better gardeners. Maybe they can teach us a thing or two. Sometimes the gardeners know a lot about gardening. But the goal is to get new gardeners involved, some younger gardeners as well, and create new farmers, because this area needs farmers. And what is a farm without a farmer? A piece of vacant land. So we need farmers to farm. We need farmers to raise the food that we're going to eat. And it needs to be healthy food, and that's the whole idea. Now, if you came from the West Indies and you went, we have these wonderful farmers markets in the city. The produce is brought in from outside the city, from the suburbs. If you lived in the West Indies, sometimes you don't find that callaloo, that wonderful fresh callaloo that you want to buy, because it's not being produced that much in the suburbs. Our gardeners are producing that kind of food. West Indian food, Hispanic food, you name it, our gardeners produce it. We're going to try to work with them to get those ethnic crops produced on a higher level, a more efficient level, and get those crops into farmers markets, so the community, the Hartford community, so there's something for everybody there. Everybody doesn't come from this country. People come in to the United States from outside this country. We want something at the farmers markets for them to buy and for them to eat, so they feel comfortable. So that's going to be one of the main projects that we do with our gardeners, is to produce these ethnic crops and get them into farmers markets. It's also going to be a demonstration farm, a demonstration urban farm. If you wanted to know how to do composting in your backyard, you could come here and we'll show you how to do it. Raised bed gardening, square foot gardening, lasagna gardening, anything you want to figure out how it's done, we're going to be able to show you here. I want to give a shout out to Charmaine too. You know why? Because Charmaine is a former employee of Knox, and this is one of her dreams that we're finally realizing. So, shout out. So, I don't want to go on for too long. We have an unveiling outside, but I've thanked everybody. Thank you again. I couldn't thank you enough. Thank you.
All right, so we know it takes a lot to get a project like this started. You've got obviously passionate partners, and you've got product and people who care about this, but it also takes a little bit of money too. So, Crystal, Mayor, everybody up here?
Okay, so this is the award. It represents a multi-year agreement, so this is not a one-time only agreement. And the total amount for the 3 years is $40,000. So congratulations from Scott's Miracle Grow and the U.S. Conference of Mayors to Knox and the City of Hartford. I know. You want to take this on?
I have to slide this down and just pass it over to Knox.
Please don't touch it.
Thank you so much. This is incredible for us. Very well needed, so we'll make good use of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Couldn't have done it without you.
You good?
You good? Okay, all right.
Yeah, right. One more quick thing. I want to thank my staff. The best staff that an executive director could ever have. Thank you so much. Knox could not do half of what they do without our staff. There's the tree crew in the back, our green crew. Who else is here? Ryan?
Yes, Ryan.
Halloran, our Director of Advancement and Marketing, Emily. Emily puts together all our educational programs. Thank you.
Great.
Well, any other staff? No. Anyway, thank you all. Green crew.
Green crew.
All right. All right, real quickly, this is the main event. At least it's what I call the main event. One of the cornerstones of the Grow 1000 program is engaging young people to get involved in their communities through gardening. The Give Back to Grow Youth Gardener Award showcases the hard work and passion of our nation's young people at each of our Grow 1000 signature cities that exemplify our philosophy of sharing and giving back to the community. The award highlights those who have demonstrated leadership and environmental awareness by using gardening to improve their school environment, public space, or community. And today's student in Hartford is very deserving of that honor. I am pleased to present the Give Back to Grow Youth Gardener Award to Jameer Williams. Jameer, would you please come up and join me? How you doing? Here, come on right over next to me. I'm going to talk about you for a minute. So let me share a little bit of background about Jameer. He is a youth leader on the Green Thumb Crew. Is that true? Okay. The Green Thumb Crew started a project at the Earl Street Community Garden in 2014. Jameer helped his fellow student gardeners care for the garden. On many Saturdays, you can find him in the garden watering and caring for the plants and vegetables. Jameer also helped set an example of how to work together as a team in the garden to get things done. And he's the first one to welcome new kids to the team. Okay, so do you want to say anything to these folks here today that have come and gathered in your honor? So let me ask you what's your favorite vegetable? Broccoli? Is that just to grow or to eat? Or both? All right, good. All right, so now I'd like to ask Julie Parker Dickinson from the National Garden Association to join me up here to present some gifts to Jameer.
So if you want to take this, I'll hold on to this for you, okay? So on behalf of the National Gardening Association, we want to thank you for all of your efforts in the garden and give you some supplies so you can keep growing this year. Okay? And there's some broccoli seeds in there too. All right? So congratulations.
Yes, let's hear it for Jameer.
Yeah, you guys can over there. Mr. Mayor, get in the picture. I know. Yeah. I feel like I'm photo bombing the photo. A little small, Jameer.
He's got a little one. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are about to wrap up, and after this, we are going over to we have a sign unveiling, and also we're going to do a ceremonial planting. So if we're all going to exit out here and kind of head to our right, we're going to do that. So again, thank you all for coming here. A special shout out to Lindsay LaSala, led the Community Garden Academy this morning. Lindsay's from Scott's. Amanda Hirsch from our Port Washington office did a great job here. And thank you, Stephen, for your sales team and the
Thanks, guys.
SLS guys. You guys were wonderful. So again, thank you. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.